So you're thinking to sell your house, and you know that there are some events going in US economy that are not really playing in your favor, like high inflation and rising interest rates. But for different reasons you have to sell. For example, you get a new job opportunity in a different state that you waited for several years and you have to sell your existing house, or you're getting a divorce and you're kind of forced to sell, or unfortunately somebody in your family passes away and you inherit the property and you have to sell and split the proceeds with your family. So what do you do if you're pushed to sell in this market? How do you price your house, and what kind of marketing strategy you're gonna choose? Here are some do's and don'ts in your help. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For those who are new here, my name is Mihai Gutu. I'm a realtor with Wolfpack at eXp Realty in the Greater Seattle area. And today's video is about how to sell your house in a shifting market. But before that, consider subscribing to my channel. I'm posting weekly videos with tons of good information. I would really appreciate you subscribing. This also motivates me to create new content. Let's go. So what's gonna be in this video? First, I will go over some common mistakes that home sellers are doing in this new market. Then I will transition to some very important steps to do before and during the listing period. And lastly is how to choose the right real estate agent. So here are some mistakes to avoid. I will start with having too high expectations. You probably heard from your family or friends that sold their house 5, 6, 7 months ago, and they received 10, 15 offers and the price escalated 100, 200,000 over asking, and they received very nice love letters from the buyers and big chunks of cash as earnest money released to the sellers. And I understand that you are aware of that, but I want to make sure that we're on the same page. So those times are gone. Try to be reasonable instead. Look for comps not older than 3, 4 months ago. Because if you're gonna look at comps 5, 6, 7 months ago, you're gonna be looking at comps in the previous market, which are completely irrelevant in current market. Next mistake is leaving cosmetic issues unattended. If in previous market you could put anything on the market in any condition, it would sell. In this market, buyers are very selective. They have definitely a bigger choice, and they would prefer to go with a house that have less work to do. They can say pass to your house just because of some cosmetic issues, and they will go with a house that has less work to do after they move in. Next is price it too high. When it comes to pricing it too high, any market will react differently. But first, let's remember how a competitive market was reacting to an overpriced property. And they would be selling still, and that's because in a competitive market there are a lot of desperate buyers that they lost in multiple bidding wars, and they just want to buy something and go on with their life. In a cooler market like now, if you overprice just a little bit, you're doomed to stay at least 1 month on the market and sell it for much less. But if you end up overpricing your property, don't hold on that price. Adjust the price accordingly to the market, or maybe go even lower than fair market value. Just make sure that you sell your house. Now let's go over some important steps to do before and during listing your house. And first would be fix all visible cosmetic issues. If you see those, that means the buyers see them as well. Make sure that they fix them. Next one is take care of the landscape. Trim the bushes, kill the weeds, refresh the mulch by adding some new on the top, pressure wash the driveway and the retaining wall if you have. Clean the roof and the gutters from debris and leaves. Next one is make sure that your windows are very clean and refresh the paint if necessary inside or out. Or if your carpet looks too old, make sure that you replace it. These little upgrades will cost you a little bit of money, but it will increase the chances to sell your house faster later on. If you intend to occupy the property during the listing period, make sure that you declutter and depersonalize the house. Remove all the personal pictures, because the buyers walking through the house, they are imagining themselves living in the house, and you don't want to interfere with that. If the house is still vacant, definitely stage it. Staged house sell faster than unstaged one. Now getting to choosing your realtor. In previous market was very easy for a listing agent. You would just take professional pictures, put it in MLS, and wait 3 to 5 days, and you receive multiple offers, sell it for at least 100,000 over asking, and posting it on social media. I am a great realtor, I sold 100 over asking. And that actually, it's far from the truth because every agent was able to do that, even the worst ones. In the new market, you want to be very careful what agent you work with. Your realtor has to be a master communicator. A lot of phone calls, text, emails, has to be very responsive to the phone calls. That's very, very important, and extremely courteous with other agents. Also, your agent has to be very good at marketing. Besides posting it on MLS, make sure that your agent is present on all social platforms: Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere possible. The more eyes you get on your house, the bigger chance you find a buyer. During the time your house is on the market and you still occupy the property, make sure that you accommodate buyers' showing schedule, even if they give you short notice. Just make sure that you keep the house always clean and be ready to go. In the previous market, a lot of sellers would have the attitude, well, I will pick specific hours when I'm going to be showing the house. At this time, I'm sleeping the house. At this time, I'm doing something else. Well, not in this market. In this market, you gotta be ready to go out so people get in and see your house. A good tool in a cooling market is offer to cover some buyer's closing costs or the whole closing costs. Because these closing costs are straight up cash from buyer's pocket. They better take the opportunity of sellers covering the closing costs rather than dropping the price, because dropping the price, that's financed. And if they will pay $10,000 more in their loan, that's not gonna change a lot into their monthly payment, but it's gonna change a lot from the cash they have saved. Next one, consider to do a pre-inspection. Well, technically in any market is good to do a pre-inspection, but specifically in this one, you do a pre-inspection and you fix all the issues that the inspection is finding, because this is the last thing that you want a buyer that is getting out of the contract after mutual agreement because of the inspection contingency. And also, if they will get out of the contract, your house will be back on the market after a pending inspection. That means most of the sellers that are gonna look at your record that your house is back on the market with a pending inspection, they will say, oh, that house has a problem, I'll better don't buy it, I'll buy something else. There are definitely more tips and tricks how to sell your house in the new market, but for that you will have to call this number and find out more. I hope you learned something new from my video. I really appreciate you watching until this point. Consider subscribing to my channel. Have a good day and see you in the next one.